Welcome to our in-depth exploration of one of aviation's most iconic trainers, the North American T-6 Texan. Often referred to simply as the Texan, this aircraft played an indispensable role in World War II by shaping the skills of countless pilots who went on to fly combat missions across the globe. From its development and design to its operational history and enduring legacy, the T-6 Texan story is one of innovation, impact, and lasting influence. Join us as we dive into the fascinating history of the North American T-6 Texan, a trainer who left an indelible mark on aviation history. Origins and design. The North American T-6 Texan, originally known as the AT-6, was developed in the late 1930s by North American Aviation, a company renowned for its engineering excellence. The T-6 was conceived to address the need for an advanced trainer that could bridge the gap between basic training aircraft and the more complex fighter planes that pilots would eventually operate. The design of the T-6 Texan was the brainchild of Edgar Schmude, North America's chief engineer, and his team. They set out to create an aircraft that was not only effective in training, but also durable and versatile. The result was a low-wing monoplane with a sturdy metal frame and fabric-covered surfaces. This design made the T-6 resilient enough to handle the rigors of training while remaining relatively easy to maintain. One of the most distinctive features of the T-6 was its power plant. The aircraft was powered by the Pratt Whitney AW1340 Wasp radial engine, which provided 600 horsepower. This engine gave the T-6 a top speed of around 220 miles per hour, which was fast enough to simulate the performance of enemy aircraft while still being manageable for trainees. The T-6's speed and performance made it an ideal platform for teaching pilots the skills they would need in more advanced fighters. The cockpit of the T-6 Texan was designed with both functionality and training effectiveness in mind. It featured a large, spacious layout with excellent visibility, which was crucial for both flying and learning. The cockpit included large, easy-to-read instruments and controls that helped new pilots familiarize themselves with the layout of more advanced aircraft. This design approach ensured that the transition from the T-6 to more complex fighters was as smooth as possible. Training capabilities. The T-6 Texan was designed to serve as a transition trainer, preparing pilots for the challenges of flying more advanced combat aircraft. Its role was to bridge the gap between basic trainers, such as the Stearman PT-17, and the sophisticated fighters and bombers that pilots would eventually operate. The T-6 excelled in this role due to its versatility and forgiving flight characteristics. One of the most significant aspects of T-6 training was its ability to simulate various combat scenarios. The aircraft could be equipped with mock gun sights and even fitted with simulated weapons, allowing pilots to gain valuable experience in air combat tactics. This feature was particularly important as it provided trainees with a realistic sense of what they would encounter in actual combat situations. Training with the T-6 involved a range of skills. Pilots learned essential techniques such as formation flying, aerobatics, and navigation. Formation flying was critical for ensuring that pilots could operate effectively as part of a team, while aerobatics taught them how to handle the aircraft in extreme conditions. Navigation skills were crucial for successful combat missions, and the T-6 provided a solid foundation for these skills. The T-6 was also known for its robustness. Its construction allowed it to withstand rough landings and minor mishaps, which were inevitable in a training environment. This durability reduced the downtime and maintenance costs associated with training, ensuring that pilots could receive consistent and effective instruction. The T-6's ruggedness meant that instructors could focus on teaching rather than worrying about the potential damage to the aircraft. The effectiveness of the T-6 as a trainer was evident in the sheer number of aircraft produced. Over 15,000 T-6s were built during World War II, and the aircraft was used by various allied nations, including the United States, Britain, Canada, and Australia. This widespread use underscored the T-6's effectiveness in preparing pilots for the demands of combat. Operational history and global impact. The North American T-6 Texan saw extensive use during World War II, and its impact on aviation was significant. The U.S. Army Air Forces used the aircraft under the designation AT-6, while the U.S. Navy employed it as the SNJ. The The T-6 was also exported to numerous Allied nations, where it continued to serve in a training capacity. The T-6 played a crucial role in preparing pilots for the rigors of combat. Many of the pilots who trained on the T-6 went on to fly some of the most iconic aircraft of the war, including the P-51 Mustang and the B-17 Flying Fortress. The T-6's impact extended beyond its role as a trainer. After World War II, the aircraft was used in various post-war roles, including as a target tow plane and in advanced training programs. Its versatility ensured that it continued to contribute to military aviation long after the war ended. Globally, the T6 Texan influenced the development of aviation training techniques. Its design and training methodologies were adopted by several air forces around the world. The aircraft's role in preparing pilots for combat contributed to the overall success of the Allied air campaigns and had a lasting impact on military aviation. The T6 Texan's legacy is evident in the numerous pilots who trained on it and went on to achieve significant accomplishments in their careers. Post-war legacy and preservation. The legacy of the North American T6 Texan extends well beyond its military service. After World War II, many T6s were repurposed for various roles. They were used as target tow planes, which involved towing targets for gunnery practice. This role allowed the T6 to continue contributing to aviation training even after its primary role as a trainer had ended. In the decades following the war, the T6 Texan gained a special place in the hearts of aviation enthusiasts and collectors. Many aircraft were preserved and restored, and they now participate in air shows, historical reenactments, and other aviation events. The T6's presence in these events serves as a tribute to its significant role in aviation history. Museums around the world also showcase the T6 Texan, highlighting its importance in the training of World War II pilots. The aircraft's enduring appeal is a testament to its design, reliability, and the vital role it played in shaping the skills of countless aviators. The aircraft's contribution to the development of aviation training techniques and its role in preparing pilots for combat make it a standout example of how a well-crafted trainer can influence the course of history. Legacy in modern aviation. The North American T6 Texan's legacy extends into modern aviation as well. The aircraft's design and training techniques have influenced the development of subsequent trainer aircraft. Many of the principles and practices established with the T6 have been incorporated into the design of modern trainers, reflecting the lasting impact of this iconic aircraft. In addition to its influence on aircraft design, the T6 Texan has also inspired a new generation of aviation enthusiasts and pilots. The aircraft's continued presence in air shows, museums, and historical reenactments serves as a reminder of its important role in aviation history. The T6 Texan's legacy is evident in the ongoing evolution of aviation training and the continued emphasis on preparing pilots for the challenges of flying. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of the North American T6 Texan. We hope you've gained a deeper appreciation for this iconic aircraft and the legacy it represents. Until next time, keep exploring the rich history of aviation and the remarkable machines that have shaped our skies.